understanding the real world danger of inflammatory rhetoric, personal attacks, understanding all of that. At the same time, she was elected by her district, and that's something in this body, you all have complete supervisions of your offices, of what you do with that vote. It's a powerful, important, sacred thing. How do you weigh that here? We've seen there were different, Gosar was specific, Marjorie Taylor Greene specific is another specific case. They're all different on perhaps a spectrum. How do you weigh taking action, taking away the power of the voters in her district versus what is the standard for when you do that?
Well, we needed to act as it related to the situation with Paul Gosar, and we needed to act as it related to the situation with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we're going to need to make sure that Lauren Boebert is held accountable for her hatred, for her bigotry, for her Islamophobia, and for jeopardizing the health and safety and well-being of a fellow member of Congress. Those discussions are ongoing on the House side in terms of the Democratic caucus, and I don't want to get out ahead of it because it would be inappropriate to do so.
That, though? I mean, how do you weigh these things? Every member.
Well, I was a political science major, not a philosophy major, so I don't want to go down that road.
Can I ask you, Biden's poll numbers, they continue to be in the low 40s. He's especially not polling well with younger Democratic voters. Given the uphill climb that you guys already face trying to hold on to the House next year, how much of that will be a drag on you if it stays where it is or gets worse?
I think this is a Pete Aguilar question, and I want Pete to address it because he's worked very.
Because she said younger Democrats.
This is like a comedy act going on today, but just yesterday in Georgia, off year, right? Not even a midterm, off year. Off election day, because it was a runoff, Democrats flipped 7 municipal seats across the state in the heart of Dixie. And guess what? That brings the total number of municipal seats flipped in Georgia this cycle to 48. So the notion that all is lost when we've got fresh evidence at this moment in Georgia that Democrats are not simply breaking even, but winning seats, yeah, it's a divided country. Virginia went one way, New Jersey went the other, and there's great news coming out of Georgia. Why? I think because Democrats are delivering. And that certainly has been apparent to the American people over the last several weeks with, 1, the signing into law of the infrastructure agreement, 2, the House passage of the Build Back Better Act, 3, President Biden taking decisive action to deal with inflation and supply chain issues here in America as part of our effort to drive down the cost of living for the American people. And apparently some folks in Georgia took notice, and we flipped 7 seats, building upon the more than 40 seats that Georgia Democrats flipped in November. So there's a lot of data to be processed. Some may point in one direction to try to elevate a popular narrative amongst the radical right. There's a lot of other information that says that the American people are starting to pay attention to the delivery that is being executed upon by the American people, led by Democrats in the Congress, led by Joe Biden.
I don't have anything more to add except to say that we're going to deliver the president's agenda, and we're going to deliver for the American public. That's our focus. There'll be plenty of time next calendar year to talk about politics. That's a long way away. And we're going to focus on doing our jobs. That's what members each and every day talk to us about, is delivering these improvements. We're going to do, as the chairman mentioned, 1,000 events among House members over the next 60 days, working with the Democratic Policy and Communications Group to highlight the focus of infrastructure and job creation back home in our districts, the importance of extending the child tax credit. All of these things are going to deliver for the American public. And when we can tell that story, when we can talk with them about what this means in their daily lives, we'll let the politics lie where they may. We're going to focus on doing the work to get there.
Last question? We'll go to somebody who hasn't asked yet.
Two things if I can. One of the Boebert videos, if I can circle back to that, is from New York. And one of your fellow New York delegation members is in the background, who happens to be running for governor. I'm curious if you have any thoughts on what he should be saying in response to all of this. And then second, Tom Suozzi says that some people told him to stick around. Were you one of those people?
Well, you know, I don't want to get into gubernatorial politics on either side of the aisle. Tom Suozzi is a great member, a great public servant, and I certainly wish him well moving forward. Thank you, everyone.